Here are 7 things you need to know before moving to Newmarket, Ontario. If you told me you were thinking about moving to Newmarket, I'd say, hold on a sec, because before you commit, you should get an idea of how it actually feels to live in the town. You know, the practical stuff, the details that shape your life once that moving truck rolls out of your new driveway. So before you start packing those boxes, here are 7 things that will genuinely shape your day-to-day life here. Let's get started with what people notice first. Number 1, the parks and trails. One of the first things people comment on after moving here is how much green space the town has. Tom Taylor Trail runs right through town. Fairy Lake is a favorite for evening walks, and George Richardson Park is packed during the summer sports season. There are splash pads and playgrounds and dog parks, and the community actually uses them. You can see people strolling around Fairy Lake and kids squeezing in one last splash pad day before the fall gets too chilly. And even in the winter months, which sometimes feel like they last forever, people are still out dog walking, sledding, and making use of all the open spaces. And all that activity can build up quite an appetite. You'll want dinner to be easy, which brings me to number 2 on the list. Everyday life is convenient. You've got your choice of grocery stores, Metro, Supercenter, Nature's Emporium, and Costco's just around the corner. There's Upper Canada Mall, plus Home Depot and Canadian Tire if you need those, tons of restaurants, coffee shops, and my favorite, Main Street. For local fantastic shops, restaurant, and there's even seasonal farmers market during the summer. Most errands can take about 10 to 15 minutes, so you're not mapping out half your Saturday just to go grab groceries. And that kind of ease changes your week more than you realize, and especially when you're raising kids and your time is limited. Which brings me to number 3, strong school options spread throughout the community. Newmarket offers public schools, Catholic, and French immersion programs, along with private options like Pickering College. What I appreciate is that strong schools aren't just limited to one tiny pocket of town, and because Newmarket isn't massive, you'll start seeing the same families at school events, tournaments, sporting events, and community programs. It feels connected, and for many parents, connection is super important, which brings us to number 4, the community centers, which are the heart of the Newmarket area. Newmarket has 2 major bustling community centers, Magna Center and Ray Twinney Recreation Complex. It's really hard not to run into someone you know from your kids' schools or down the street during a busy evening or weekend at one of those complexes. Magna has 4 ice pads, 1 Olympic size, 3 NHL size, a 25-meter lane pool, a warm teaching pool. They have a walking track, gymnasiums, and updated fitness facilities. Ray Twinney is heavily used for hockey and swimming and its fitness facility. And here's a little insider tip. If you buy a family rec pass through the town, you can access the gym, lane swim, gymnasium, and drop-in classes at both facilities. And during hockey tournaments, especially at Magna, parking can fill up quickly, so give yourself extra time to find that spot. And now you might be asking, what about access to healthcare? Number 5 on the list, having a hospital right here in town matters. South Lake Regional Healthcare Center is right here in town, and it serves York Region. It's a full-service hospital, which includes a cardiac care program, a regional cancer center, and it's minutes from most Newmarket neighborhoods. If you have young kids, aging parents, or you just like knowing help is close, that proximity really brings a sense of security. And if you work in healthcare, living close to where you work is a lifestyle bonus. Now, what about the actual homes themselves? This brings us to number 6. The housing has variety and character. You'll find historic homes in central Newmarket, close to Main Street, 70s and 80s neighborhoods with mature trees and larger lots, newer communities near Upper Canada Mall. Townhomes and condos are in both new and established areas. It doesn't feel like one developer built the entire town at the same time. It has personality and flexibility, and that gives you options depending on what stage of life you're in. Which brings us to number 7 for those of us moving up from Toronto or having to commute down. How far is Newmarket from Toronto? So Newmarket sits close to Highway 404, which runs along the east side of town, and there's a GO train service that can take you all the way down to Union Station. Driving can take around 55 minutes plus to Union, or 30 minutes longer than that during peak traffic times. And the GO train is roughly about an hour all the way down to Union. While Newmarket has ranked among Canada's best places to live over the years, once you spend time here, you'll understand why. With the parks and the green space, connected community vibes, and shopping galore. Hopefully this gave you a clearer sense of what daily life actually feels like here. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, I'm interested, what's next? In my next video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know before buying a home in Newmarket. And if you have any questions about Newmarket or surrounding areas, feel free to drop a comment or send me an email. I'm happy to give you an honest rundown.